There was a lot of good stuff that happened on Raw this week, but there is one storyline, one element of it that is not really, it's not speaking to me much anymore. The show kicked off with CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, Paul Heyman. Really like this, and we have set up, as they went through the rest of the night, we have set up a Saturday night's main event tag team match. Sami Zayn, CM Punk teaming up to go up against Seth and Braun Breaker. I just like how this story is evolving now that Punk is back. Yes, he has his sights set on Paul Heyman. Seth, I like the elevation of Braun Breaker. Every single week, they're continuing to build him as this powerhouse. He is the number 2, I don't know what to say, henchman of Seth Rollins, but I think that they will continue to evolve him. The crowd is getting, like they already are, but they're more and more behind Braun Breaker. You can hear the dogs, they woof outside. So they're really enjoying Braun and his whole work. I think that if we got to Saturday night's main event, kind of feel like Seth and Braun should win that thing. I don't know how the thing will end, but I do feel like that team needs to get a proper win. You know, not a DQ, not a schmozzy finish. Get that win over these two guys. Maybe Sami and Punk can't, coexist. Maybe there's some friction or tension in there. But I do like that dynamic of Seth's whole thing, and that they're doing kind of, multiple layers. One being the feud with Punk, which is very obvious. They have the added layer of Sami Zayn. They also have Jey Uso. Braun Breaker took out Jey later in the night. So I like that they are overlapping a lot of different characters, and it's evolving the world title and Seth wanting it and having to get through Punk, and then we don't even know about Roman. So it's good stuff. By the way, I don't want to go through every single beat of Monday Night Raw, just some of the highlights here, because the next one is one I want to really unpack with all of you and really find out, what do you think and what is the best direction for this? So I'm talking about Jey Uso. This is the piece that I don't feel as a fan is quite working for me anymore since he came off of WrestleMania. Should Jey have won at Mania? Yes, that was the right decision. And the thing is, Jey is extremely popular. The crowd went crazy like they do every single week for his entrance, for him being in the ring. Like, top merch seller for WWE. The guy, he's at the top there for WWE, being able to market him and push him in that champion role they have on Raw. Like, it's checking all of the boxes for WWE. There's just something about it that I'm just not into. You can call it nitpicking or whatever, but it's okay to like some stuff and not like other things. And they had the interaction of Jey and Gunther once again. Gunther just came off of beating up Pat McAfee. Pat showed up later in the night, which was kind of awkward. Like, he just came out during the tag team match. Like, just boom, his music hit. I wonder if Pat was just late and couldn't get there on time. But anyways, Pat's on commentary. Gunther beat Pat like he should have. And now they're swinging back to Jey versus Gunther in 4 weeks, they said. Now, is that going to be Money in the Bank? Is that going to be just a Raw? Because I haven't looked at the calendar, but we've got a couple of weeks till June. Beginning of June is Money in the Bank, and we've got Saturday night's main event next. So it's either a Raw or it's going to be Money in the Bank that they're going to do this match. Or it could be Logan Paul if he does beat Jey Uso at Saturday night's main event. That would be wild. But Gunther's deciding that he is going to go after the world champion once again. Whoever is the champion in 4 weeks, they're doing that match. You got to assume Jey is going to retain against Logan Paul, which is also another feud and story that is kind of just floating along, isn't it? Because they started this thing after WrestleMania, and I get it, Logan Paul isn't there every single week, but it kind of then hurts it because you have Jey not being able to go up against anybody. And he's also very much in the Seth story. Then he's in Jey Uso is in 3 stories. He's in the Seth Rollins story arc because he's showing up with Sami and Punk and going up against Braun and Seth. Like, they're doing that. Then they have Logan Paul and Jey Uso. And Logan Paul isn't there every week to push the storyline. So Jey then goes off and does other things. It's like we don't even know that there is going to be a Logan Paul Jey Uso. Like, you watch Raw, you wouldn't know that there was that match. Same with the week prior. You wouldn't have known that there's going to be a Logan Paul match. They don't talk about it enough. And then you have this third story that now is going to be starting again of Jey versus Gunther. And one of the reasons I think I'm not into it, I just don't think that the character speaks to me as a fan. Now, I really loved Jey Uso's story arc from the Bloodline. His character, developing his character, being a shell of himself, having to rise above and combat Roman Reigns for years. Like, Jey was such a compelling character. with Roman, with his brother, with all of Sammy, everybody. There was so much to love in there. And sometimes it happens when they, you know, a wrestler, a star breaks off and they become champion, and then it's, oh, okay, so what are we gonna do now? I think they have a lot of opportunity with Jay. You get a lot of big nasty heels coming at him, but since WrestleMania, nah. Now for me, I'm sitting at home watching Raw just like you. I'm not in the live crowd. It's a lot. Like, the Jay entrance is, it's like 10 minutes sometimes. So for TV watching, not an ideal experience in my eyes. Live crowd, 100%. The kids are going crazy. The arena is loud. They are loving it. So like, that's awesome. But it's for everybody else at home, I'm kind of sitting there like, can we just get to the promo part? Because he does the thing where he restarts the entrance music again for the fans in the arena. So I'm like, it's great that they are catering to the live audience, because it's very impressive to see that many people cheering for this guy. Like, this is their guy. It's just that you're sitting at home and you're like, can I get to the story part? Like, can we move this thing along? And then Jay's just winded every time, every single week, because he's been yeeting for 10 minutes straight. So you get to this point of Jay finally talking, and Gunther comes out, and I'm sorry, for me, I'm just not very interested in another Gunther Jay match unless they're gonna do something different. How do you get Gunther and Jay to happen one more time? They gotta get pretty creative with it, and I think they can pull it off if they can either, I don't know, maybe a new baddie is gonna come in and face Jay. Maybe it is gonna be Seth Rollins and Braun intercepting and taking out Jey Uso. Maybe Gunther wins the title back. I don't know. But it kind of feels like, okay, we're going to this well once again. Don't we have anybody else for Jey Uso? And then I go back and I say, what about this Logan Paul story you're trying to build? I don't know about you. This is why I want to know what you guys think in the comments, specifically about Jey Uso's whole world title run so far. It's so early. I'm probably wrong. They're giving the crowd what they want, so I'm probably in the minority here. There's two other pieces from Raw that I want to make mention of. One is Becky Lynch's promo, coming out being like very cemented as a bad guy, kind of calling out the locker room. It was a good, solid promo, and I really like the direction they're going with her right now. No Bayley, no confrontation there. So they're slow burning this thing. No Lyra either. It's going to be interesting to see what they do with her, if they're going to have her go after Lyra one more time, do another Intercontinental title match. I am more interested in that than a Rhea Io title match rematch that we are inevitably going to see based off of the end of Raw. Kind of like to see what they're going to do with Becky and Bayley and maybe even Lyra in there, make it a triple threat. Maybe that's Money in the Bank. I don't know, but I think that they have a lot of pieces to work with. And that win for Lyra, I think, helped really elevate that Intercontinental title. So when she does get another feud or continues this one, it's going to mean a lot. Then we had the tag team match at the end of the night. Roxanne, Julia showing up on Raw, tagging against Rhea and Io. They gave this match a ton of time. Tons of fun. Great showcase for both Roxanne and Julia. For me, I felt like Roxanne really stood out there. Like, she was just scrappy, like constantly trying to go for pins, constantly trying to take people out, doing drop kicks. Really felt like Roxanne really got a showcase here. And it was great to see. It's fresh blood in the women's division. That's what I enjoy, is seeing fresh faces, fresh matchups. And this was a story that they have been building for weeks. So I really did like it. I was really entertained by it. I think it's going to be interesting what they do with the Rhea Io feud. The end of all of this, Rhea is staring at the title of Io at the end of Raw. So they're going to set this up and do a rematch. Is Bianca going to get involved? We're going to go back to a triple threat. This match, this Rhea Io match, feels like it is something they need to get done. Is Rhea going to pick up the title again? I don't know. But I'd rather see somebody else doing it or feuding with Io right now. But you never know. Maybe Asuka's going to return and the Kabuki Warriors will return. Who knows? Don't feel like you need to get the title off of Io. There's nothing wrong, but I don't know how much legs you have out of this Rhea Io feud to continue once again in a friendly rivalry they can build up. The match will be great. I have no doubt about it, but how are we going to tell a new interesting story with it is kind of my question. But for Saturday night's main event, so far, we have the Logan Paul Jey Uso match. We have the confirmed Sammy CM Punk versus Braun Breaker Seth Rollins match, which I think is really cool. That's a big headlining match for Saturday night's main event. And potential for John Cena versus R-Truth. I'd be into that. I think that's worth them doing at Saturday night's main event. And Cena is advertised for that too. So why not? Make it fun. That's 3 matches. You probably get a women's match in there. I'm going to guess on the SmackDown side, maybe they'll do Nia versus Tiffany once again. Or they'll do a multi-woman match, you never know. But probably one more match there on the card, you round it out to 4, maybe some kind of promo. But what did you guys think of Raw? But some people that were at Backlash, they weren't even on Monday Night Raw, like Lyra. So if you guys want to talk about what's next, what could be next for everybody that was at Backlash, click this video right here, subscribe to the channel, have a great day. See ya.